What we're standing in front of in my backyard is a late 60s, maybe early 70s Case 431 diesel tractor. I bought this tractor because I'm obsessed for some reason with late 60s, early 70s Case tractors. And in spite of having two already, it's my first diesel. It doesn't run, and I needed help getting it here. So I thought I would share what I'm doing to get it running, and maybe it'd be interesting. So stick around and we're gonna see what she does. Before we get into it, I'd like to talk about why I bought this tractor. Number one, the price was right. It was very, very economical in my opinion. And it was close by, less than 100 miles away. Found in someone's front yard. It is missing the loader, which is unfortunate because I don't like my current loader on my other gasser. But anyway, this one's missing its front loader. But the fact that it's a diesel engine means other things about this tractor are also more heavy duty than my current gas tractors. For example, the PTO is fully independent from the rest of the transmission. This lever here controls the PTO, and it can be turned on and off from right here only, which is fine. It's got a very heavy duty engagement. I haven't looked at that yet. It kind of scares me, but that being its own thing actually is kind of a big deal, and I'm going to explain that later. But it has to do with the transmission in my other tractors. If the PTO is running, so are the wheels, and this one I don't think has that problem. So that'll be fun to dive into. It also has something kind of interesting. It's a feature called Draft-O-Matic. None of my other tractors have it, and it is basically an automated system back here that raises and lowers whatever scraper box you're dragging based on, I'm not exactly positive. Somehow it works. I don't know. We'll learn about that. None of my other ones have that, so that's really cool. On the transmission, it has this different range selector, I guess. Like, this is the gears. All of my tractors have start and then reverse and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So mine, that's totally known to me, no big deal. But this is different. And my other ones have a drive, a high and a low. This one, been reading about it, it will automatically speed up. Oh, let's see, how do I word this right? It makes it easier for starting out on a hill or when you're loading something down. I don't know. The only thing about it that scares me is that it's been apparently permanently wired to the frame here, or to the loader's base, and this wire wasn't good enough. They had this guy on there, and it was tight. So something in there is definitely wrong. We'll go after that. It does have two levers back here for operating the hydraulics, but only one of them is hooked to anything. That's got me a little bit nervous. The other side's over here, so it's here, but not there. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see. This one's there, and hopefully this operates the Draft-O-Matic. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know if that's the Draft-O-Matic. Maybe that's the Draft-O-Matic, and that just works. But anyway, I don't know, and that's another reason I'm excited about this tractor. Is there's some things on it that I don't have. This is the power steering pump, which is nice to have power steering. Of my other two tractors, only one has power steering, and it's a power assist. It's got a little valve. I'll show you later. But this one is different. The steering wheel does not in any way connect to the front tires. It is 100% driven off of pressure from hydraulics. There is a hydraulic pump. Yeah, it's going to be impossible to see. I'm not sure exactly where the hydraulic pump is that operates the steering, but I know that if it's working correctly, that should adequately provide pressure, even with the engine not running, to turn the wheels. And there's obviously a little bit of back pressure there. So maybe something in there can work, but I don't know. Currently, nothing. So that's exciting. Moving forward, it's got a replacement alternator, so it's no longer running a generator. Got a starter with a solenoid, and this had me curious, why does it have two solenoids? That's because it does in fact have a glow plug or a glow starter. Another thing that's interesting is here's the fuel shut off and the end's cut off. Probably pried off. Maybe someone was, I don't know, got after it a little too hard and broke it. I don't know. I can use pliers to open it and close it, so I'm not too concerned about it being broken. It is brass, which presents some fun options for if we want to braze onto it and fix it. So that's cool. Down here is the hydraulic pump. Same place as all the other ones on all the other tractors that I've got. But it looks a little bit different, and that excites me because what if this one provides more PSI and more volume than my other two? That would mean that it would be ample for driving a loader like this. Well, like I said, the other tractor, it does have a loader, but it's kind of slow, doesn't have a lot of lifting power. So if this one's an awesome one, maybe I could actually run the loader off of it instead of having to add another one, which I have plans for. Here's part of the power steering pump system. I believe the system or the pressure coming from the steering wheel comes into this valve, and this somehow is what dictates what direction the wheels go. So that's exciting. With the expectation of everything being heavier duty, one thing that I'm a little bit sad to see is all of the repairs, the welding repairs on this. You can definitely see that the front steering has been fixed on a few times, and I don't know. Here, you can see this one over here. Someone really went to town on this one with a welder, and yeah, we're gonna have to find out if that's even the correct angle of attack. It almost doesn't look like it. It almost looks like it's bent too far outward, but maybe not. Maybe it's okay, and we can kind of get rid of it or not worry about it. It's got a great front bumper, piece of railroad. That's kind of cool. Probably don't see very many railroad front bumpers. By far the most interesting thing, and the thing that makes this tractor the most different from many of my other ones, is that it's a diesel. That being said, it doesn't run at all, and I think it's because of this. The injection pump is not injecting anything, and one of my best friends here in the neighborhood, arguably my best friend, maybe you'll get to meet him someday, said to me that no one is supposed to go into those. They just are set by the factory and they are left that way. And when I bought this, they said it was the injector pump was heading out, and they had added a electronic pump to this little bracket here, which I've deleted. This is supposed to be a gravity fed system. So what we're gonna do, that's kind of the tour. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the injection pump off the tractor, and we're gonna take it apart. And since I've never done this, I have no idea what I'm doing, and I thought maybe that would be fun for us to do, to see me taking apart an injector pump on a tractor that I have absolutely no business getting into, because quite frankly I'm not qualified. Absolutely not qualified. The exhaust stack, I've added this. This is not original. When I picked it up from the dude's front yard, this was the condition that it was in, and that might have been good enough. I don't know. Maybe that's good enough. There are some things that scare me about this exhaust system. And when we're ready to finally start turning the engine over, you'll see that up close in person. I do know that it turns because I have tried it already, and I do know that the injection pump itself turns because I have removed that inspection window there, and I've turned the engine over, and part of it inside of there rotates. And so I'm confident that it's not something inside there. You know, I don't need to take the front of the engine off yet. We might have to. So first task is I'm gonna remove that injection pump, and then we're gonna go into my shop and I'm gonna take it all the way apart, and then I'm gonna show you that I have downloaded some manuals, and using those manuals we're gonna try to put this thing back together. A couple of other things of interest. This is a throttle adjustment here that should override the foot pedal. It has a foot throttle on the other side, but this is a throttle adjustment that should be pretty stable when the tractor's running. And on the bottom, there's a little little rod that you can kind of see the end of. I'm gonna turn the throttle, and let's see if you can see it moving. Yeah, right there in the center. That thing moves, and what that means is that it's missing a linkage. And so because I'm a hobby-driven kind of guy, we're gonna try to make another linkage, and I don't know, maybe make it out of aluminum. That stuff's pretty easy to cast. I could 3D print it first and then do lost plastic. Wax works too. I don't think I could build it out of foam, styrofoam. Lost foam casting is pretty easy, but you know, I don't know, maybe we'll just find it in there somewhere. It's still pretty dirty, and that'll save us from having to cast it. But it links up to this guy here, and that's what would, it links to this, and that's what would let you override the pedal and kind of set your permanent throttle, or your permanent idle. Okay, let me go get my tools, and let's start taking this apart.